Today I'm starting this video by asking you a question. What do Indian families actually cook daily at home? Now you may be thinking about butter chicken, naan, biryani or tikka masala. And yes, I agree, those are truly very delicious. But that is not what most Indian households are cooking every day. Daily Indian food is much simpler, balanced, and more comforting, comprising of rice or roti, a simple bowl of dal, 1 or 2 vegetable curries, and a salad or yogurt. So today I'm sharing one of those everyday meals. On today's menu is rice, a simple dal, cabbage curry, and pan-fried bitter gourd with potatoes. Namaskar and welcome to Curries with Bumbi. The very first thing, start with the rice. Rice takes some time to cook, so start the flow with rice. For cooking rice the Indian way, you need to wash it thoroughly. Apart from removing any dust or impurities, rinsing removes the surface starch of the rice grains, resulting in the rice that won't be sticky, but with each grain remaining separate. We never cook rice without rinsing. You can cook it the way you feel comfortable with whatever you find easy. My easy way is to cook rice using a rice cooker, because once I set the power button on, it takes care of everything from there on, and I can use that time to completely forget about it and focus on doing other things. My rice cooker has this low carb function, so the starchy water is drained off below. A little healthier way of cooking rice. Next, coming to the dal. I don't use the same lentils every day. If it is red lentil, that is Masoor dal today, then the next day that I cook will be a different lentil. Today I am using red lentil, that is Masoor dal. Again, I rinse the lentils very well, and I always reach out for a pressure cooker whenever I cook dal. A pressure cooker is an absolute necessity in most Indian households. The day starts with a whistle from a pressure cooker in almost all kitchens in India. Though I never follow the whistle method in pressure cookers, but I think I cannot live without a pressure cooker. I added hot water, salt, turmeric, and just a drop of oil to prevent foaming. Lid goes on, set the timer, and off I move on to my next recipe while the pressure cooker takes care of the dal. I will now make the cabbage curry. Always heat the oil well before adding the whole spices. Let the oil heat up well, then lower the heat to low and then add the spice seeds. The oil should be hot enough for the seeds to crackle, but it shouldn't be excessively hot that the seeds will burn. That happy sizzling of the seeds in the oil is a must, as that makes the oil aromatic, and basically you are cooking with an aromatic oil which is full of flavor. And please do not panic seeing the amount of cabbage, because it will shrink down considerably. I put a lid on and allowed it to shrink down. Since I washed the cabbage after shredding, it has a lot of water clinging on to it. If you washed the cabbage before shredding, then add few tablespoons of water before covering the pot with the lid. Keep it on medium to low heat for a few minutes. I make use of the burners of my stove. So here is a pan heating on another burner with some oil on medium heat. I added a sliced onion, then potatoes followed by bitter gourd. Now though I am using bitter gourd, you do not have to. You can use only potatoes or you can use bell peppers in place of bitter gourd. Checking on the cabbage, see how it is reducing? Next, the basic spice powders go in, that is turmeric powder, ground coriander, that is dhania powder, ground cumin, that is jeera powder, and chili powder along with salt. I like using about a teaspoon of finely grated ginger. I really love using a microplane grater for grating ginger and garlic. It grates so fine, almost like a paste, and I really do not like using store-bought ginger garlic paste. Either I grind them in bulk in my blender and freeze them, or I use a microplane to grate them fresh when cooking. I just cut 2 tomatoes into half and laid them on the bed of cabbage. Lid on and let it get cooked on medium-low heat. I added salt to the bitter gourd along with turmeric powder and a little bit of chili powder. That's it. Daily Indian cooking is not about using innumerable amount of spices, my friends. It is simple and basic. Here my dal is also cooked. I allowed the cooker to release all the pressure naturally and then opened the lid. My family likes dal on the thinner side, but the consistency of dal is all up to you. If you want it to be thicker, add less water. If you want it to be thinner, dilute by adding some more hot water. Watching my dal videos, people sometimes tell me that that's not a dal, that's just water. But believe me, the consistency all depends on your personal choice. Next, if you want to bring in life to this dal, then add a tadka. Tadka is when the spices are bloomed in hot oil. I do not use the same whole spices every day. Today I used a combination of cumin seeds, fenugreek seeds and mustard seeds, along with dry red chili and curry leaves. On other days, I use only mustard seeds maybe, or only cumin seeds or PANCH PHORON, that is Bengali 5 spices. I do not frequently use curry leaves. I use it only when I have them on hand. Sometimes I add asafoetida, that is hing. So play around with the spices. In that way, each day you will be having a dal with different flavors. Remember to stir the veggies from time to time. The cabbage is almost done. I like peeling off the skin of tomatoes, but you don't have to. Now my friends, I do not cook every day. The amount that you are seeing will last for 2 days. You can happily store any curry for 3 to 4 days in the refrigerator. I will keep this on high heat till all that water dries off. The bitter gourd potato fry is almost done. I will just give it a blast of heat at the end to get a fried texture. The cabbage gets a final touch with some coriander leaves going in. And while I was busy cooking all this, my rice cooker finished cooking the rice. So my friends, this is the kind of Indian meal people actually eat at home. You do not need to use or buy a truck full of spices. You just need some basic spices. The recipes that I showed you is not served at any Indian restaurant. The naan basket won't be arriving. Neither will you see tikka masala or biryani. Those are left for special occasions. This kind of meal will teach you the basic rhythm of any Indian kitchen. This is real home food, simple, balanced, affordable, and deeply comforting. This is the food we eat after coming back from school, after work. No restaurant drama, no giant butter naan entering like a celebrity, just everyday comfort food. Please let me know in the comment box if you would like to see more of daily cooking videos like this. I would end this video by saying, if restaurant Indian food is a celebration, this home-style simple cooking is only a comforting hug. Bye-bye.